Olympians Gabby Douglas, Michaela Maroney, and Aly Raisman share gold medals. But they also share a dark secret. Their doctor, Larry Nassar, sexually molested them. Michaela says it even happened right before a competition, seen by millions around the world. But did officials seemingly look the other way at a pattern of abuse?
At the 2016 Olympic Games, the president of the USOC said that the USOC would not conduct an investigation and even defended USA Gymnastics as one of the leaders in developing policies to protect athletes.
Eventually, the entire board of USA Gymnastics would resign in the wake of the worst sex scandal in sports history. Nassar abused more than 250 young women, like Emma Ann Miller.
In that time, I didn't think that anything was wrong. I just knew I didn't like how it felt.
Emma Ann and her mother Leslie are speaking exclusively to Crime Watch Daily in their first ever television interview. Emma Ann's last encounter with the creepy doctor was when she was only 13, just hours before Michigan State University suspended him.
As far as you know, do you think you were the last one he saw?
I think I was very possibly the last child that he ever assaulted.
In the office, at least.
Remember, Emma Ann was born long after his presumed first victim, Larissa Boyce, who had reported Nassar's sexual abuse more than 20 years earlier.
It just angers me just to know that people knew back in '97 and nobody did anything.
Leslie says because Nassar was her doctor too, she felt comfortable taking Emma Ann to see him for a back problem.
When I was pregnant, he was my doctor for quite a few years. Emma Ann grew up knowing him.
So would you say you had a pretty trusting relationship with him?
I would say yes, I really trusted him.
But that trust quickly evaporated.
Are there any instances that stick out in your mind of things that happened to you that you're willing to share?
Like, I remember one specific time I had these floral leggings on. They're my favorite ones, and he asked me to change out of them, and I was like, oh, okay. So I went to the bathroom and I put on these shorts that he gave me. Right when I opened the door, he was standing outside of the door, and he told me that my mom said that he could take me into this supply room. So he took me in there and he worked on my back. Sorry. That's when he started all of that stuff. And then, I don't know, it really stuck out to me because I was questioning why my mom wasn't there.
And meanwhile, I'm in this room wondering, gosh, why is she taking so long? What's going on? All to find out that she was being molested.
At that point, Leslie's intuition was flashing red.
But in the pit of my stomach, something just didn't feel right. I remember looking at him and just saying to him, if anybody ever hurt my daughter, I'd kill him. I would absolutely kill him. And I remember the look on his face just turned, and he just, looked at me like, and I thought that was so odd, that look.
He was such a master manipulator. He really made you believe that he cared about you.
I know all about manipulation. That my captors, both of them, huge manipulators. What were some of the ways that he would manipulate you?
He put my picture up on his wall with all of the other dancers and skaters and Olympians. And it might sound dumb, but it made me feel special.
And in their eyes, Nassar was extremely special. The gymnastics doctor with a gold medal reputation. Lauren Hopkins covers the world of gymnastics for her website, thegymter.net.
He was known as the gymnastics god, the gymnastics doctor who everyone would have given up anything to see. He was the guy who, when Carrie Strug got injured in '96, he was waiting right there.
After that injury, Carrie went on to win Olympic gold, inspiring many young women like Christine Harrison. But Christine's career as a gymnast and soccer player came crashing down after she fractured her spine.
And what were your first impressions of him?
He seemed very nice. He acted like he knew exactly what he was doing. There was a line to see him. I was like, I can't believe I'm in line to see the Olympic doctor. I was bragging about it after I left.
In this exclusive interview, Christine tells me the abuse began later when she broke her pelvis.
What was it that made you feel uncomfortable?
At first I had questioned, why isn't he wearing gloves? And then when he started to do the digital penetration, I just remember thinking, oh my goodness, what is happening? And I just remember looking off to the ceiling and being too scared to turn around to see even if he was aroused.
And what's even worse, Christine says it happened with her mother in the exam room.
So when he was doing the inappropriate touching, he was talking to my mom. So I was like, oh, well, if he's talking to my mom, he must not be doing something bad.
What a monster.
Yeah, that's exactly what he is. I'm just very upset. You can probably tell, I'm still angry.
I think you're entitled to be angry.
But what will make you angry is when you hear what Emma Ann says Michigan State University did to her. Even after his arrest on multiple sexual misconduct charges, the school continued billing her for Nassar's so-called treatments.
When I read that MSU was still billing you for the sessions where your daughter had been abused, there's no amount that can ever make recompense, but they should be paying you for the damages that you've experienced.
Yeah, exactly.
That's just, abhorrent.
Emma Ann bravely revealed the billing fiasco when she testified against Nassar.
My mom is still getting billed for appointments where I was sexually assaulted.
Hours after her testimony, MSU officials announced they would no longer bill Nassar survivors. The university emphatically denies any cover-up. Next, screams from Nassar's office. The victim who couldn't be silenced, speaking out from South Korea.
He ended up penetrating me fully, and at that point, I sort of just went limp.
And Lindsay, I've heard your scream. I will make a tough decision. I hope you will like it.